done messed up, Aaron!
So, what do we got to fix from the wreck? Now, I'm sure some people have seen the Facebook posts here and there. You know, this video is a little delayed, but I'm going to get it out as fast as I can. I've been focusing on getting the car ready before YouTube videos, so that's kind of why. But, so we've got broken wheel, bent wheel basically, 4 tires. Both front tires are either flat spotted or just not safe. Obviously the front end, one piece carbon front end from Shonik. Hood is it's probably 80%. It fits the beater bomb-esque, you know, but I did get a new one, you know, so gonna replace that. And yeah, brake rotor, or not the brake rotor, the brake caliper, the wheel damaged that. You know, luckily having companies on your side, they reach out. You know, if you're a good ambassador for them, they reach out. And Doug from Motion reached out about the brake caliper. He was like, hey, do you need anything to help you get going again? And I told him, like, oh, I'm probably just gonna run the brake caliper as it is. He's like, no, I'm gonna send you a new one and you're gonna get it put on. So new brake caliper. The rotor was straight, so that's good. You know, just the wheel bent, not the rotor, so that's good. So some of this video is showcasing those repairs and the challenges we had with the new parts. So, as you see, this brand new wheel is bent. Now, Justin from Baron Racing is who I get all my parts from. Tires, wheels, you name it. Engine parts, whatever. We got this wheel from A-Tech, so basically Summit Racing, because they had several in stock, and my guy Jeremy at Weld, they didn't have any in stock, so we got this wheel from A-Tech, and it was pretty bent. Now, granted, in my position, I was a little worried that something else was causing it to be bent. So, you see, I put it on the other spindle, and it was 30 or 40 thou out of round, or, you know, bent. And talking with Jeremy, he's like, no, they should be dead nut straight. So, set back there, and we overnighted another one from Summit Racing and was able to get it all situated and send that one back. It was time that I hit up Pete Nichols at Circle D to get this converter program back to where it has been. I've obviously been making some changes to it myself, and it just was the wrong direction. So I knew Pete was the man. I've worked with him in the past, and I wanted to work with him again. I'm not sure what those numbers mean, but heck yeah. Got some other stators to try. Big shout out to Pete. He's excellent to work with. So, if you didn't notice, that converter's a non-lockup. So, had to change up the transmission game too. Now I got with Chad and Pete. We've been in a group chat together and we've been working hard to get this stuff together and so I can get back out racing. Chad put all the parts together. Pete and Chad worked together to figure out what parts I needed. And here we are. First spool up with new trans and converter, everything went great. Had to make a minor adjustment to the line pressure, but other than that, we're all good. All right, so I'm bored in the hotel room, out of town for work, so I've been looking over my data log from the wreck and trying to figure out, would parachutes have helped? Would they have hurt? Would I have got them tangled up? I don't know. Drop below in the comments what you think. Would the parachutes have prevented an accident? Would they have deployed? Would they have blossomed? A lot of what ifs. So, I've been forming a strategy that I can input in the Holly to activate the parachutes automatically. Because honestly, I didn't throw them because I drive with two hands on the steering wheel, I think, most of the time, Honestly, throughout the run of a pass, it's a blur. So without data, I literally know nothing. So based on some GoPro footage I've seen, obviously, of me driving, it looks like I drive with both hands. And so during an event of catastrophic, chaos, I am not reaching up to throw the parachutes. So I am using both hands to turn the wheel, which I'm going to show you the data log here next. You'll see I went nearly from lock to lock in 1 second. And that's a lot. But basically, I'll show you guys the data log here. There's a little bit of data. I'll explain what we're looking at and go over what I'm going to try. Because would it have helped? I don't know. But maybe it'll be there next time in case I need it, and it'll work, and it will help. So we will see. All right, so we've got a lot going on here. This is very minimal of what I usually have going on, but obviously red RPM. Green and red here are brake pressures. So you can see, got a little crazy. The start of the run is way further start. This red down here, G meter. This green right here is the other G meter, which is the Y axis. This is the X axis, which is your front to back G's. The green down here is your side to side G's. And then blue right here is my steering angle. So you can see during the run, I was starting to, on my data, this is going down the track over this way is to the left, over this way is to the right steering. So you can see I was steering more and more to the left. Obviously RPM is, I am not in the gas at all here. G meter way down. But it was at this point right here when the tires broke loose, where the G's fell from this to there. That was when the tires broke loose and the car turned, the rear end kicked out to the right. I turned all the way to the right to bring it back this way, and then it was too much, so then I kicked it all the way back to the left, which is what you see here, and then it was too much again, and then I kick it all the way back the other way. So a lot of zigzagging and blah blah blah. So basically what I am looking at here is, at what point in this area could we have thrown the chutes? That is what I am looking at in this area. So at y-axis G meter, which is your left to right, in this area, what did we hit? We were around 0.65, which is in this area. And also, what steering angle was too much? You know, because obviously once you get to here, you're way out of control. Once you get to here, you're way out of control too. So you need to be able to throw the chutes way back here and hope it's enough. Maybe I need to turn it on right here on the y-axis G meter. I don't know. But otherwise, you can see, you know, it was slamming on the brakes. Whether that was good or not, I don't know. Right here, we hit -2 G's in the front to back, which is when it hit the wall, which is lower than launching. So it was not that bad of a hit. It's way out of my range here because I don't even ever look at negative, so that's why you can't see it. But after I hit the wall, you can see I let off the brakes a little bit, and I don't know, got back into them, and who knows. But you can see I was basically holding the steering wheel on the lock all the way to the right. And yeah, so that's a little insight to the wreck, and maybe we can do better next time. I don't know. But I am going to shoot for right in this area of throwing the chutes. Maybe it would have helped this and the wreck. So once again, drop a comment below. Tell me what you think. You know, this is all guessing. Granted, I have real life data now that I have hit the wall to know, okay, this area is where it gets out of control. This area is where it's too far out of control. So now I know what triggers, so to say, we need to hit in order for the chutes to come out automatically. And would it have helped? I don't know. Hopefully we won't ever need to know. But now it will be there in case we do. So I will show you guys how that looks once it's loaded into the car. And, you know, maybe it'll save me a $5,000 front end again. All right. So to show you, I created an output called shoot safety throw. I haven't pinned it yet, but it doesn't need to be pinned. So that will activate our pulse width modulated table when front wheel speed's above 80. Not sure where to put this, but I feel like anything below 80, the chutes might not do much. So either way, have to have a front wheel speed trigger because you don't want this to activate when you're turning in the pits. So front wheel speed 80. Then when you go to the pulse width modulated setup, I have it on steering angle and y-axis. Steering angle on the bottom, y-axis on the side. So now this table is a little bit offset a little bit to the side because my steering angle sensor isn't zeroed because fine changes in steering and stuff like that. So my zero is negative 0.25 inches. So that is this column right here. Oh my, what is going on there? It's blurry. So what I did is whenever the y-axis is pushing the car and you're turning it a little more than you should, it's going to trigger. Now, if you look down here, my trigger is within 0.1 because I want, when it turns on, I want it to turn on. So anytime it reaches negative 1 inch, so basically 0.75 inches away from center, and the y-axis is negative 0.65 G's, it's going to trigger. So again, you see right here 0.65, 0.64. This is my target area right here. Now this stuff up here and all that, I kind of just filled in, meaning when the car is not pushing to the side, you can turn more. I don't know if that's good or bad. Same with over here, obviously. So 0.75 inches away, again, here we have the 0.1 difference. 0.49 is not on. 0.5 inches of steering angle on, which is 0.75 away from my negative 0.25 center. So whenever this output triggers, it's going to throw the parachutes. Now granted, this is very complicated obviously, so I'm not sure if I recommend this at home, but it's going to take some dialing in. Hopefully this doesn't even just throw automatically sitting there. Who knows? But that's why I'm going to go test. So then, once you have this output set up, you have to tell it to throw the parachutes, which is on my shoot 12 volt, which my prior parameters were anytime the rear was above 100 miles an hour, but the fronts were above 140. So can't actuate in the burnout, obviously. Basically, this 140 mile an hour number is when it's going to throw. Now, granted, this is there's some delay there, and you want them to throw before the finish line, so this number dictates a lot to your setup. So then you go under linked outputs, and you're going to go in here and find, oh, why is it so blurry? Shoot safety throw is enabled. So this output will activate when shoot safety throw is enabled. We hope. And then it's also going to activate when these are enabled. All of them. So, again, very complex way to set things up, but Holley is best known for if you can think a way to set it up, it can do it. It's very programmable, very custom. So, we will see how it works. All right, and before somebody smarts gets on here and notices, make sure you guys have this set as duty cycle and fixed. So that was under the other one, pulse width. So just wanted to point that out before somebody smart got on there and flamed me, but I changed it afterwards.